The 2026 Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill has delivered exactly the kind of drama that makes this event one of the most compelling stops on the PGA Tour calendar. Two significant developments are currently defining the week, one unfolding suddenly in the middle of competition, the other building steadily throughout the tournament. Together, they paint a vivid picture of why Bay Hill remains one of the most demanding and unpredictable venues in professional golf. Round 3 of the Arnold Palmer Invitational was officially suspended due to severe weather moving through the Orlando area. The morning session began under relatively calm conditions, allowing early starters to take advantage of a softer course setup and make meaningful moves on the leaderboard. For a period, a complete and uninterrupted Saturday of competition appeared likely. However, Florida's weather intervened. As the afternoon progressed, heavy rain moved into the Bay Hill area, accompanied by lightning in the vicinity of the Arnold Palmer Bay Hill Club and Lodge. In accordance with standard safety protocols, PGA Tour officials suspended play immediately. The decision, while disruptive to the tournament schedule, was the only appropriate course of action given the conditions. Player safety, staff safety, and spectator safety remain the tour's highest priorities, and there are no exceptions to that standard. The suspension leaves round 3 incomplete, and tournament officials are monitoring conditions closely with the intention of resuming play as soon as it is safe to do so. Depending on how the weather system develops, the possibility of further delays cannot be ruled out. In a worst-case scenario, players could find themselves completing round 3 early Sunday morning, before pivoting directly into the final round just hours later. That kind of compressed schedule introduces variables that extend well beyond the course itself. Fatigue becomes a genuine factor. Momentum built on Saturday can dissipate overnight. Players who had established strong positions may need to recalibrate mentally before returning to a course that demands absolute focus and precision. The weather, in short, has not just interrupted the tournament, it has potentially altered its outcome. While the weather suspension has dominated the day's headlines, the second major storyline of the week requires no sudden development to command attention. It has been present from the opening tee shot. Bay Hill, once again, is playing exceptionally difficult. Players throughout the week have returned to the same word to describe the course: brutal. That characterization, familiar to anyone who follows this event closely, is well earned. Bay Hill stretches to approximately 7,166 yards as a par 72, and its layout demands far more than length. Narrow fairways penalize imprecise driving. The thick rough that lines those fairways makes recovery difficult and costly. The Bermuda greens, running fast, particularly in afternoon conditions, demand precise distance control and careful read, and the bunkers, of which there are more than 80 throughout the property, ensure that players must think strategically about positioning on virtually every shot. Water, however, is perhaps the most defining characteristic of Bay Hill's challenge. Water hazards are present on 9 of the 18 holes, exactly half the golf course. That number alone speaks to the level of risk management required throughout a round. One slightly offline shot on any of those 9 holes carries the potential to transform a competitive score into a damaging number in a matter of seconds. Nowhere is this pressure more acutely felt than on the closing stretch. Holes 16, 17, and 18 represent one of the most demanding finishing sequences in professional golf. Water threatens on every one of those holes, and the tournament's history is filled with examples of leads evaporating under that pressure on Sunday afternoon. One notable recent change to the course involves the par 3 17th hole. The hole's signature large beach-style bunker along the right side of the green, a recognizable feature of Bay Hill for decades, has been removed and replaced with thick rough. That alteration has had the effect of making the adjacent lake an even more prominent threat. Players now face a carry of approximately 221 yards over water, with reduced margin for error if the ball misses right. On a Sunday afternoon with a tournament on the line, that tee shot ranks among the most pressure-laden in the entire season. For all of Bay Hill's difficulty, the course has occasionally been the site of moments where power appears to override precision. The most memorable recent example came in 2021, when Bryson DeChambeau drove the green on the par 5 6th hole by carrying the ball more than 370 yards over the lake, a shot that generated significant debate about whether modern power players could ultimately overpower the course. It was a remarkable feat, but it remains an exception. For the overwhelming majority of competitors, Bay Hill rewards accuracy, patience, and composure far more than raw distance. Winning scores at Bay Hill reflect this variability. In favorable conditions, the winner may finish well into double digits under par. In more demanding setups or challenging weather, the champion may cross the finish line only a few strokes below par. That range is a direct reflection of how genuinely difficult Bay Hill can be when it is playing to its potential. As Round 3 awaits resumption at the 2026 Arnold Palmer Invitational, the competitors face a straightforward reality. They must first contend with whatever the Florida weather delivers, and then they must navigate the remainder of Bay Hill, a course that has never been generous and shows no signs of becoming so. That combination of external uncertainty and course difficulty is precisely what makes this event so compelling. The Arnold Palmer Invitational consistently produces drama, not in spite of Bay Hill's demands, but because of them. Whoever ultimately claims the title this week will have earned it in every sense of the word.